This K&N air intake system is designed to increase vehicle power and acceleration by reducing restriction in the intake path. The 63-9032-1 air intake fits 2007, 2008, and 2009 Toyota Tundra models with a 4.7-liter engine, 2008 and 2009 Toyota SEQUOIA models with 4.7-liter engines, in addition to other vehicles listed in the K&N catalog or website. K&N power testing showed an estimated power gain of 8 horsepower at 4,717 RPM, with this air intake installed on a 2007 Toyota Tundra with a 4.7-liter engine. Actual results will vary depending on the condition of the vehicle, mileage, weather, and other variables. The 63-9032-1 air intake system is not legal for highway use in California or other states adopting California emission standards. Check knfilters.com for up-to-date information on emissions legality for specific parts on specific vehicles. With the air intake installed, we ran the vehicle on the dyno to test the sound comparison versus the stock intake. The intake kit includes components that have been designed or matched to the needs of these vehicles to produce a safe horsepower increase. Detailed installation instructions are included with this kit. The tools needed for this install are shown. Turn the ignition off and disconnect the vehicle's negative battery cable. Disconnect the mass air sensor electrical connection. Then unclip the mass air sensor wiring from the airbox. Remove the 2 factory nuts that retain the engine cover. Remove the engine cover. Loosen the hose clamp that secures the stock intake tube to the throttle body. Disconnect the fuel pressure regulator hose from the fuel pressure regulator. Disconnect the crankcase vent hose from the valve cover. Release the 4 upper airbox clamshell clamps. Then remove the upper airbox and intake tube assembly. Remove the 2 factory bolts that secure the lower airbox to the inner fender. Lift the airbox up, releasing it from the inner fender mounting grommet and fresh air duct. Remove the lower airbox from the vehicle. Install the small L bracket onto the inner fender behind the hood support, secure with the provided hardware. Install the long edge trim onto the heat shield. Some trimming of the edge trim may be necessary. Install the short edge trim into the hole in the heat shield. Some trimming of the edge trim may be necessary. Install the long L bracket onto the heat shield with the provided hardware. Use 2 of the provided spacers between the bracket and heat shield, 1 on each bolt. Install the provided C bracket onto the heat shield with the provided hardware. A provided spacer is to be placed between the bracket and heat shield. Secure the provided rubber-mounted studs to the tube mounting bracket using the provided hardware, but do not completely tighten at this time. Install the saddle clamp onto the tube mounting bracket using the provided hardware. Install the tube mounting bracket assembly onto the heat shield using the provided hardware, but do not completely tighten at this time. Remove the bolt that retains the ground strap to the inner fender. Set the heat shield into position on the inner fender. Secure the C bracket to the ground strap location. Secure the front heat shield bracket to the front airbox location with the provided hardware. Secure the rear of the heat shield to the bracket installed in step 12. A provided spacer should be placed between the bracket and the heat shield. Install silicone hose onto the throttle body and secure with the provided hose clamp. Install the provided gasket onto the K&N mass air sensor adapter. Remove the 2 factory screws that secure the mass air sensor, then remove the mass air sensor from the stock intake tube. Install the mass air sensor into the K&N mass air sensor adapter and secure with the provided hardware. Install the mass air sensor assembly into the K&N intake tube and secure with the provided hardware. Make sure the opening in the mass air sensor is installed facing towards the inlet of the tube. Install the provided 1/4 inch NPT fittings into the K&N intake tube. Install the K&N intake tube into the silicone hose at the throttle body and align with the tube mounting bracket installed in step 11. Secure the intake tube with the provided hose clamps. Install the provided crankcase vent hose onto the valve cover fitting, then connect the open end to the NPT fitting installed into the K&N intake tube. Install the provided fuel pressure hose onto the fuel pressure regulator, then connect the open end to the NPT fitting installed into the K&N intake tube. Install the provided air filter adapter into the K&N air filter and secure with the provided hose clamp. Install silicone hose onto the air filter adapter and secure with the provided hose clamp. Install the K&N air filter assembly onto the K&N intake tube and secure with the provided hose clamp. Reconnect the mass air sensor electrical connection. Reinstall the engine cover and secure with the factory nuts. Reconnect the vehicle's negative battery cable. Check to ensure everything is tight and properly positioned before starting the vehicle. It will be necessary for all K&N high-flow air intake systems to be checked periodically for realignment, clearance, and tightening of all connections. Failure to follow the above instructions or proper maintenance may void warranty. K&N makes products for nearly every vehicle on the road. The K&N website allows you to search products by vehicle or dimension, download installation instructions, view dyno charts showing estimated horsepower gains for this product, and view product details. For information on where to buy K&N products, go to knfilters.com.